look across this room and I'm so proud. I'm proud because as a teacher, this started with a Puerto Rican kid sitting in my classroom, came up with the idea to make all American flags made in the USA in government buildings. I'm proud that when the legislature decided to strip that piece of legislation out, and Rich Workman didn't give up on us. It was labeled the worst piece of legislation ever. But he knew this was good. He knew it just needed to be stripped, and he came out. I'm proud when the Melbourne Regional Chamber, when our backs were against the wall, almost 1,300 businesses rode up to the state legislature saying in support. I'm proud of this school district that allows our kids to think outside the box, that pushes that kind of a curriculum, that allows when you've got pontiffs and all these other people saying that we can't do this. I'm proud to say they backed us, and that Andy Ziegler passed that legislation. I'm proud when our backs were against the wall that Palm Bay City Council decided to stand up. I'm proud when we sat down, our backs were against the wall, Melbourne City Council stood up for us. We as a community stand together, and that's what this story is about. This story is about us. This story is about America. You can't do that in some of the other foreign countries. You have the most amazing opportunity as an individual in this country to produce anything that you want and to be anything that you want. I'm not going to sit back. I sat over here and they asked me a question. They said, what is the most significant thing you can think of right now that this bill did? And I'll tell you what that is. It's the fact that my kids that I taught back there, and you in the audience and all the people around here, realize that you can be an idealist, that you can come up with legislation that you're going to pass that's going to turn around and become law. That you don't have to listen to those individuals that tell you you can't do it. We didn't have to listen to all those people that said it came out against it. We didn't. We passed this piece of legislation. We stood strong. That's who we are. At this point, that's what I wanted to do it. First off, I wanted to say the one thing. There's an individual over here that never backed down, will never back down. His name's Tim Thomas. Had we not had him a part of this thing, this never would have happened. I wanted to give him a round of applause. If you never sat down and you wanted to, if you're not in the military, you never had an opportunity to go through basic training, go do a project with Tim Thomas. That's your in. That's when you can become a part of basic training. We also had an individual, General Cleland. He sat here and he made phone calls to all the legislatures, scaring them that he was going to bring all 67,000 veterans from this county up to Tallahassee to the clown. Stand strong with the Space Coast Paratrooper Organization that Dave Isnardi and all the groups over there put together. They also sent in the legislation, and today, Mary from Flag Nations is giving 10% of all flags that are bought with the USA flags through her website back to that organization for the stand that they did. Let's give them a round of applause. As you go forward, leave here today, realize that everybody in here did something, the most amazing thing in the world that you may ever do. And that when your back's against the wall and you don't think you can do it, you grind, you fight, you get things done. I wanted to do one thing, and if you guys will all join in with me, USA. 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 USA.